Back to Benin now. We have our guest already seated here. In the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about the first 365 days of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Mode Okpebholo, whereby today makes it exactly one whole year, 365 days that he's been in governance in Edo State. Well, to look at all this this morning, I'm so privileged to have two gentlemen here. I have Mr. Godswill Negbe, who is the Special Advisor on Media Communication Strategy to the Edo State Governor. Sir, you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you for having me.
And also I have a barrister, pastor, and a politician. He was the 2019 Edo State House of Assembly candidate under the People's Democratic Party for Ego constituency. Yes, Pastor Barrister Jimmy Osagide. Sir, you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so Pastor Osagide, I will start, with you this morning because one thing that we see, that we also hear when we try to take an inventory of this government under 365 days is the SHINE agenda of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State. Now, the SHINE agenda, a lot of persons are yet to really understand what it means. Now, from your own perception, perhaps as somebody that is staying in Edo State, what do you understand by the SHINE agenda?
Well, I think that ought to be, with due respect, question for the essay to explain to us what it means, what they mean by SHINE agenda. I don't know. You know, the fact is that the populace, the citizenry, is not looking for acronyms. They are looking for things that will affect their life positively. So whether you call it Renew Hope, whether you call it Shine, whatever, Rising, that's not their business. An ordinary man on the street wants to feel the impact of government. And so far, I think that impact has not been felt. A lot of, societal dislocation, a lot of insecurity, a lot of poverty in the land, no good roads. I'm just summarizing. Maybe later we'll talk about the details. No good roads. And those are the things that people want to feel. The people who probably will enjoy the largesse of government will come up with acronyms to describe the government in power. But you, who is another man on the street, what is the effect? On tax? Is it going down, going up? Societal cohesion, is it still there? Or everybody's just on its own? The lawlessness on the streets, is that part of what government has to do for us? There are so many aspects when you want to assess a government. And the main question to round off this introduction is, why do people look for praise singers to applaud them for doing a project or doing anything? And the big question is, why are you elected to be a governor or a president for that matter? What is your business? What is the purpose? If you have the capacity to do your work, you are not going to wait for people to sing your praises. You want to commission a project, you bring the whole media in the world. It's not done in civilized society because that is what you are elected to do. So the point I'm making is, whatever government does, it's not a privilege. I mean, it's not doing us any good. When I say it's not doing any good, is that it is not, I don't know how to describe it. You are not doing us a favor. You are doing your job. So every time I go on bumpy roads, I know that the government is not doing its job. But if I have a smooth road to ride, I know government is doing its job. So it's not you to praise yourself like the proverbial Agama lizard who praises himself just because he was able to drop from the rooftop. People will praise you if you are doing the right thing. But for the past 365 days, a lot of things have happened negatively. Insecurity and all that.
Okay. All right. So, Godswill Negbe, let me say congratulations to you one more time. I mean, 365 days in office for the past 1 year. And one thing that seems to have held sway is the SHINE agenda that you guys have, we've been talking about, and hence we're starting from there. this morning. But let's look at this government critically. What do you think has changed in the past 1 year?
Well, thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, I want to quickly interject from what my colleague, from his analysis, or rather from his introductory part. First and foremost, a responsive government has what we call policy direction. If you are elected to govern, you must have a plan. How you want to administer your governance to the people who gave you the mandate. So that's why I said that every responsive government has a policy direction. And the policy direction of Senator Okpebholo is encapsulated in this SHINE agenda. SHINE, as it is spelled, X, security, H, health, I, infrastructure, and natural resources, stroke, of course, agriculture. Then, of course, E, you have education. So this agenda, or rather this acronym, now known as the SHINE agenda, is the fulcrum of the basis of Senator Okpebholo's governance direction. And in these past 63, 65 days, for those who lives in Benin, who are patriotic, who are sincere to themselves, who are not partisan, who their thoughts and opinions are not colored by partisanship, they will understand, or they appreciate what Senator Okpebholo has done in just 1 year in office, in view of what he inherited, considering what he made on ground. Just yesterday, if you follow the project tour that he engaged, we have Shegu Showobi, a chieftain of PDP that is well known in this nation. He came as an observer to be part of that tour that the governor did yesterday for the project he has executed in this 1 year in office.
Where did he do that?
Of course, the new. Have you before now? Did you know about the Army Day Secondary School, Lucky Okpebholo Hill?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know before Okpebholo came on board whether you have opportunity to be in that school. When this governor came on board, let me help you, sir. When he came on board, what we met in that particular school, it was a situation that a secondary school environment turned to a dumping site of human waste, human excreta. The very day the governor went, I was there. If I'm not, I will give you videos, pictures. The very day he went there for inspection, we couldn't access that school because everywhere were leaked out. As I said before, it was a dumping ground for human waste. Today, I challenge you, and I challenge everyone listening to me. Go to visit Army Day Secondary School, Lucky Okpebholo, and see the transformational leadership, and see the intervention of Senator Okpebholo in that school. Again, have you visited New Era Secondary School? No permission? Please do. And see the transformational and intervention of Senator Okpebholo in that school. Then, have you been, let's even leave aside the ongoing flyover. Have you been to Okpara, Amufi Road in Okpebholo? That road connects 4 streets in that environs in Okpebholo. Please take time and go and visit and see what the governor has done in that place. Then come to a Kama Barrack Road. Then please pay a visit, go and see a Kama Barrack Road before this governor came on board and what that road looks like today in just 1 year in office. There's another major road again called Catholic Charismatic Renewal Road off Ekenwa Road. This governor constructed that road and arrested that erosion that practically dispossessed residents in that area.
Okay, let me pause you now. Barrister Jimmy Osagide, I know you want to react to so many things that he said, but let us quickly look at it because before we move forward, even as we are looking at those states under Okpebholo in the past 365 days, it is also pertinent for us to look at where we are coming from. Now, you hear, for us in the media, we hear a lot of things so much. Now, some people try to make comparison And their conclusion may want to be that perhaps the previous governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, left so many things undone. How correct is that?
Well, that is very, very wrong. That assertion has no place if we want to do positive assessment. With due respect to my friend, my brother, those things that he mentioned, those are petty things for a governor. You know why? Let me explain to you. If you go to ring roads, we are talking about structural impact on the citizens. As you speak now, if you go to ring road, the place is lawless. It has gone back the way it used to be in the previous APC government before PDP intervention. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a Nigerian and a Dolite who is living in Benin City. The place is rowdy, is lawless. New era that he mentioned, that's the legacy of Governor Obaseki. He talks about Ekewan Road. Who does not know in this city that it's Governor Obaseki that made that Ekewan Road? You see, the things we are talking about, what is your impact on the ordinary man, security-wise? Even the new Edo line, for instance, you are aware that one of the buses that was going, up north in the state, was attacked by kidnappers, and they took everybody into the bush. God help us in this state. Security was not as bad. Let's face the truth. During the past administration, security was at its highest level. It was not as bad as this. It's now a common thing. The other day, there was kidnapping right in the middle of the city, Upper Sakoba. A ransom was paid in Ring Road for another incident. Those are the kind of things we are talking about. Now, what plans do you have to make the lives of the ordinary man better? Because of his reference to previous administration, I will use that as a yardstick. Previous administration had, a hub, an employment hub, a job, where you go, depending on your area of specialization, you key in, and when the jobs are available, they call you for a time. You didn't have to know somebody who knows somebody. Now, the production center that brought in a lot of artisans that was enjoying 24 hours of electricity, they are there now. If you go there now, sometimes I go to the magistrate court. Today I'm just here. When I leave, I'm rushing to the high court. The magistrate court is their neighbor. Is the place becoming rowdy and noisy because of the cacophony of sound of generators, and the people are lamenting. You are telling me about what is the effect? How do you want those people to improve their lives? Now, that is because of the dislocation between the previous and the present government. After all, government is a continuum. Now, Osimo Power Plant, they are having issues there that did not arise when the previous government was in power in Edo State. That is to show you the lack of capacity to interface with private sector.
Yeah, but that was Osimo Power Plant issue. At the risk of not trying to intervene, some people say that the governor, former governor, did not actually put to rest that issue.
No. See. When the governor was there, was it not working? What was he doing that made it to work? When he left, was it not working? What happened that it continued to work while he was no more in power? Now let's look at other areas. Let's look at the area of roads. Of course, in my opening statement, I said that as a governor, what are you elected to do? You go to a primary school that it was a dumping site, and now you have made it to be habitable, and then you are clapping for yourself. Is that what are the structural adjustments for the state? When I say structural adjustment, I mean the areas of infrastructural realignment. For example, look at the laws that the House of Assembly, with due respect to them, that they are churning out in this administration, that are killing the morale of the citizens. Now you say that if somebody is arrested in a house, a court is arrested in a house, you go and bring it down. As a lawyer, I know that is against the law. Anybody, by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, anybody that is found wanting is arrested, interrogated, you fight charges, take the person to court. If the court decides, because of your law, go and destroy the house, then you go ahead. You don't go bulldozing people's houses before you now sit back and evaluate what they have done. We are talking about the man on the street. We are talking about the person that is pushing wheelbarrow, that is paying. Just to survive, you are paying tax. And the tax is going up every day. Those are the kind of things we are talking about. As a governor, sir, as a governor, you have to know what the needs of your people are.
Okay, let me pause you there so that I'll bring the media aid to the governor again. Now, knowing what the needs of the people are, it's one sure way of actually trying to assess a governor that is really working. But away from that now, you hear people say, I think you have also said it at times without number, I mean, on our previous programs, that what Okpebholo has done in 1 year surpasses what previous governor Godwin Obaseki did in 8 years.
Yes, that's what I said, and I stand to be corrected. And before quickly I do that, I want to quickly contribute, or rather make some opinion in reference to what my brother just said. You know, for us in government and for the vast majority of Edo people, we are not surprised that the remnant supporters of the past administration, which of course apparently my brother is one of them.
I take exception to that. Don't say that.
Okay, please. But from the position you are speaking, it's not an insult. Please, I have the right.
Let's speak to the issues. Gentlemen, let's speak to the issues.
Don't get offended.
I'm offended.
Gentlemen, can we speak to the issues?
As I was saying, we are not surprised that the remnant supporters of the past administration, they don't appreciate, or we don't expect them to appreciate what this governor have done, because the governor has surpassed their expectation. This is a governor in less than 1 year. What we have seen is less grammar, more work, practical governance.
Yeah, but what we are looking at
please, let me land my thoughts, sir. Let me land my thoughts, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me land my thoughts, sir. The point is that there are so many things he wrote through right just now, and the truth is that we should be able to speak to facts and appreciate good things when we see, irrespective of where it's coming from. You say, what is that? What is happening in Ring Road? I drove through Ring Road to this Tuesday this morning. That's not happening there. Then you talk about Oshomo power plant. We know the story. The other time I was in this studio, I told you, I gave you the history. It was a conduit pipe to siphon Edo people's taxpayers' money. That is just the definition of Oshomo power plant. A system which the former governor put in place that only government has a law. 1 month, you were paying 190 million naira to Oshomo power plant. Be run by someone who is directly linked to the former governor. We have our facts, we have our records. It's the same thing as we play out now, what is called MOA. If we have time to go there. I'm not here to talk about propaganda. I'm speaking from a position of knowledge. Because we have the document, we have facts, empirical evidence. So, the governor said, no, how can you now service some few individuals? This so-called Oshomo plan he was talking about, he serviced just some isolated area, not even the vast majority of Edo people. And such money will be paid. And the governor said, no. If it is even servicing the entire people, or right, the vast majority of Edo people, it's understandable. But the elite, that was where those power, this thing was connected to. And the governor said, no. Right now, where the governor was paying, the former governor was paying 190 million a month, Okpebholo is paying 42 million naira a month. I mean, sometimes I don't get these people. It's not about politics.
Okay.
It's not about sentiments. Please, let me land. Please.
We take a short break. So, we must take this break now. We must take this break. I've just been instructed to do that. All right, so the program is still this morning on ITV. Let's quickly go for a short break. We'll be right back. All right, thank you one more time. The program's still on your television, and we still have Mr. Enagbe here talking about first 365 days of the governor in office, and also Barrister Jimmy Osagide. Now, Mr. Enagbe, now we're trying to look at the claims from some quarters now that what the governor has done in 1 year surpasses what the former governor did in 8 years. How correct is that?
The former governor, during his time. I'm just going to, because of time frame, hit the name. Because I said, well, I'm not here to play politics or propaganda. We are not campaigning. I'm here to speak to facts. You all know, we are with the vast majority of Edo people, especially those that reside in the city, we are all eyewitnesses to a situation in this state. For instance, let's take what the former governor tagged federal roads. roads are being plied by those people, those citizens and residents. He tagged them, they are federal roads. That the people were passing through excruciating time because of bad roads. Instead of the governor to intervene, he erected signboard and said, "This is federal road, please bear with us."
Yeah, but
those roads today, this governor has fixed them.
The federal government has its own responsibilities.
Yes, they have responsibility, but the fact remains that the users of that road, as of today, they are vastly Edo people.
Okay.
And so he talks about things that affect the common peoples on daily life. That's one of the major things that affect them. And the governor faced that problem.
Okay.
He said the governor has not done anything.
Let me pause you. Now, Mr. Jimmy Osagide, now, during the course of his discourse a while ago, he mentioned the Osiomo, and I saw you nodding your head in an attempt to respond, and he also talked about the MOWA. The MOWA issue is one perhaps issue that is so prevalent today when we talk about trying to compare the previous administrations, what the previous administration, what he did and what this government is doing. So how do you begin to react to the Osiomo issue, the MOWA issue, vis-a-vis what the governor has done in 1 year, surpasses what the former governor did in 8 years? Barrister Jimmy.
This discussion is supposed to be predicated on what the government has been able to do in 365 days. Not a nebulous presentation of what is non-existent, not a personal vendetta, not between Obaseki and Okpebholo. We are talking about government. We are talking about government.
Governance, yeah.
We are talking about governance.
Yeah.
Now, as a lawyer, I will not dabble into issues that I cannot defend. Are we together? I cannot dabble into issues that I cannot defend. When we talk about Osiomo, we are talking about the initiative. We are talking about the benefit of Osiomo to the state. You are talking about the cost. He was talking about the cost of running Osiomo. That's not the point we are talking about. We are talking about the initiative that brought about Osiomo. You talk about MOA. I don't want to dabble into MOA because I don't have access to the details of MOA. For instance, Osiomo was supplying 24 hours electricity to government offices. Even the Edo Production Center I mentioned. We are talking about the benefit. We are talking about the initiative. So if you come and you say that it's too expensive, the cost of running is too expensive, and you're able to bring it down, are you the person that established Osiomo? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm not saying whether the cost of running and the rest of that. For MOA, I don't want to dabble into MOA because I don't have the facts. All I know is that, they have issues and controversies, and as a priest, I don't want to talk about things that affect the palace. The point I'm making here, sir, is that when you talk about governance, there is nobody in this city that will say that what the present governor has done in 365 days surpassing what the other governor did in 8 years. That is just, it's a mystery. That is an artificial statement. You get the point I'm making? Okay, now you mentioned the fact that he erected a signboard and the rest of that. The network of roads that the former governor did in this city is overwhelming. So if the federal government is not living up to its responsibility, you see, it's a pity that those states, in fact, in Nigeria, there's a dislocation of governance. There's a mix-up of what the federal government ought to do and the rest of them. Federal government have roads all over the places, and they are not maintaining it, whereas the state has the primary responsibility also to build roads, even to rural areas. You want the governor to leave his roads, and all the ones that they have been saying now that, we'll build the road on behalf of the federal government. Can you tell me how many kilometers of road have been built on behalf of the federal government? And mark you, if you know Nigerian politics very well, there's a wall of difference. In fact, the distinction is so glaring between a governor who is in the same party with the president and the governor who is in a different party from the president. So if you are in a different party from the president, you are going to have Herculean time trying to recover funds that you are spending on behalf of the president. So the New Era College, for instance, that he mentioned, New Era College was revamped by the former administration. So if you are coming to put icing on the cake and then you want to take the glory and the rest of that, we are all aware that the former governor was labeled we can see, because the man was not a noisemaker. I came here today, I thought we were going to talk about what the governor has done and what he has not been able to do in his 5 days, not to compare him with what the previous governor. You build on it. If you say the governor has not been able to do this, what is your initiative? How are you building on it? You talk about education. What are you doing in the educational sector? So I'm not here. If the governor has done something, there are a few things that he has done, and I give it to him. But I'm saying that in 365 days, the claim by people like the SA to governor and the party is a nebulous one. It does not. It's not proportional to what the governor has done. So insecurity is rampant in the state. There's no guessing about that. There are some roads in this city that you cannot ply. We have seen videos on social media and the rest of it, even though the mainstream media will not carry it. We have seen that. We have seen how people who are managing to earn a living, they are being taxed beyond their capacity. We have seen situations where, in fact, there are some of the things I don't want to talk about here because it will start the honestness.
No, but he will react.
No. I'm not talking personally to the governor or talking personally to him.
No, we can't do. Let's speak to the issue.
Yes, I'm speaking to issues. I'm speaking to issues. I'm speaking to the fact that in the night you cannot come out.
Okay. Now that will make me to ask the next question now, because the issue of insecurity in the states, it's some say that it has assumed a very high alarming rate. I mean, you can hardly go through most major high roads in those states that you won't be a victim of kidnapping. Now, you tell us, Mr. Enegbe, what is going on? Because you talked about the China agenda a while ago. The letter S stands for security as the pivot, one of the first agenda that you have. What is really going on?
The records are there. Let me help you, sir.
What records? That insecurity is rising?
No, that
kidnapping is rising?
That this governor has invested more on this security sector.
Yeah, but we are looking at the other side of the year. It's one thing to say the government has invested, but what is the outcome of that investment?
The outcome is this: security is a collective responsibility for everyone. The governor has shown leadership. When we came aboard, what we met, for instance, for logistics, utility vehicles for security agencies, were Nigeria fairly used Sienna vehicles. Nigeria fairly used Sienna vehicles that was procured by the past administration.
So what do you think?
I'm coming, sir. Yeah. This governor procured brand new losses. These visuals are there. Now you have the photos. They are there.
Yeah, please. Mr. We saw Wabanziga. The Wabanziga was brought in by former governor Obaseki.
Okay.
Now, what do you think is wrong? Because the governor, by what you said, is bringing vehicles and all that, bringing the vigilante corps and all that, but the insecurity keep on rising. What is wrong?
Insecurity today is not something that is only peculiar in those states. It's not even a national phenomenon. It's a global challenge. And it should not be localized to particularly those states. Because as we stand today in this nation, in other states, the challenge of insecurity is there, which of course the leadership of those various states are dealing with. So when I refer to the few people that are still remaining supporting the past administration, my brother here will be offended. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They want to bring an angle. They want to project. Please don't waste it, Taro.
Gentlemen,
why are you always offended when I'm trying to state the facts? No, I said I will always refer to them.
Yes.
The few ones remaining supporting the past administration. They want to bring out an angle just to discredit this administration. And we are saying that we're not allowed to stand because we know what this governor has done. We know the milestone he has achieved in just one. Please don't forget that we're talking about 1 year in office. They spent 8 years in office.
Now, let me ask you this question now. No, I must quickly ask this. I know.
Lest I forget,
now, Chris,
it talks about network
Mr.
of
Negbe,
roads.
when I bring you here, I
Okay.
appreciate the fact that you come here. Because I know what it takes for me to bring you here. And of course, I know what it takes for you to come here. So I must ask my questions. Now, don't you think that what is playing out now in the vigilante corps in Edo State seems to be responsible for the high rising of insecurity? Now, we understand that some of the vigilante corps members are paid, while some are not paid.
That's not correct.
Okay. So what is the situation?
Don't forget that the new Edo State Security Corps, that's in name now. They were recruited and they undergone training by serving and retired army generals. And after the recruitment, is a restructured security architecture. After the proper recruitment, they were deployed. It's only those that passed through that process that were trained, retrained, went to the total, that were now being employed. Not those who were there before were no longer captured.
What about the claims
Now-
that some of them are constituting nuisance?
Please, I'm coming. If that's what I told you just now, security is a collective responsibility. You know, when we are talking, it's as if the governor responsibility is to provide whatever is being required in the sector. That the governor has done. Now, there are people that have the responsibility to ensure that within the security community. And they are doing their best. And as I said before, this challenge is not peculiar to the state alone. It's not just even in the nations in Nigeria. It's a global phenomenon. So for the insecurity challenges, of course, the government is on top of it. My brother here talked about there was during the past administration, there was network of roads by the former governor. And the process of his analysis, he contradicted himself by saying today you cannot apply any road. If there was network of road done by the past administration, why are you complaining that there's no road that we can apply today? Because this government we're talking about just spent only just 1 year in office. My brother, what we inherited, there's nothing like network of roads constructed. Edo people are there, they are seeing it. We are not campaigning. What we inherited was a bad situation. And the governor, since he came on board, every day he is doing everything possible to fix them, to fix the roads. A lot of roads are being fixed today. If there were roads done by the past administration, why were we talking about the bad roads in Benin City and in Edo State? In education, see what the government has done. Today, look at our old state university, Ambrose Ali University. When Okpebholo came on board, that university was in coma, literally speaking. Underfunded. The past administration made that school be funded with a very reasonable sum of amount of money. What was the governor paying? I mean, the former governor. He was giving them 41 million naira a subvention. At the time, it was zero subvention.
Okay,
but today, please, the 500 million, this Senator Okpebholo is giving to AAU. Look at what about the teachers?
Am I here to listen?
The teachers. No, you say you want to hear about what the government has done.
Just let it bet.
Please, you want to hear what the government has done. Let me educate you and enlighten you what the government has done.
Quickly, bet your point so that he takes.
Those stars, teachers, they were engaged by the former governor, but they were not put into the system.
Okay.
This governor is now employed into the civil services. They are now full employed civil servants.
Okay.
Teachers in the state.
All right.
5,000 of them.
Barrister Jimmy, now you have your say now. I mean, you have the floor.
Let me correct the impression that is dishing out to the public. The roads constructed by Obaseki, they are there. You are using the roads too. See, roads degenerate when you don't pay attention. The rate of degeneration. I'm not talking. You listen to me. The way I listen to you, I did not disturb you.
Let's make it
The roads are there. If you want to tar roads, it's a continuous process. A lot of roads are there that have never been touched. You are talking about the ones that he tied and the rest of them. Are you maintaining the road? Now, let me correct an impression. The things that he's mentioning, that governor have done this, governor have done that, is the only person that have the information.
Now, he talked about the 500 teachers that the governor has employed.
5,000.
5,000 teachers. Then he
Yeah,
also
no,
talked
that
about the subvention being given to AAU now.
Yes. Now, those are administrative, isn't it? Subvention to Ambrose Ali University. You came up before Obaseki came. The subvention was not up to that. if you are able to top what Obaseki was doing, what's the big deal about that? You know, the point I'm making here is, I'm making civilized contribution to this discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm talking from the premise that as a man at the helm of affairs, you have to think out of the box. Think of what to do for the people. Not doing one thing and then you are singing your praises. He talk about he's saying that security is nationwide. We should not localize it. So if everybody is hungry, you allow your own child at home to starve because everybody is hungry. Every governor has the prerogative to secure the citizens' lives and properties. So you cannot tell me that because insecurity is all over the country, that don't you see how the international community is concerned about insecurity in Nigeria? I know that as a governor, you must have done one thing or the other. What we are saying is that the arrangement that was existing before you came, you should have built on it instead of dislocating and try to come up with a new one. You know, he said that some people are not, you mentioned that some vigilantes have been paid and the rest are not being paid. So we are disengaged. You know, nowadays, you know, sometimes when you want to get something, you have to, you know, it's patronage. So if you disengage people who were trained, they were trained at the police college here in Benin. They were trained there and they were certified to be vigilantes. Now you have removed them. What about the constabularies? It was Obaseki time that brought constabularies that are contributing to security. To beef up security. Yeah. Those are the kind of you know, things that we are talking about. We are not talking about the fact that, if I don't know how to emphasize this point, Mr. Evans, with due respect, you are a journalist with ITV. You are doing your job now. Am I going to say, oh, because you are doing your job, you are the best? Is that not your job, sir? Is that not what you are being paid for? But if you are innovative, we say, oh, in your program, you know, you are innovative, you have this type of question and the rest of that, you look critically into issues. Those are the kind of things that we are talking about, not whether you are campaigning or not. I'm not here to campaign. You did not invite us here to come and campaign. What I know is that we are here to talk about what the governor has done 365 days. It's a blatant misconstrue of fact to say that in 1 year, the governor has done what Obaseki could not do in 8 years. To start with, the first 4 years he was in your party. First 4 years, Obaseki was the APC governor. So if you are going to assess Obaseki for 8 years, you are also assessing yourself and giving yourself, you know, the same scorecard you are giving to him.
Okay, before we wrap it up now, perhaps I will just take 30 seconds each. Now, remember, you know, I asked you off a stage some time ago that if Obaseki had decamped to APC, do you think that you, Godswill Inagbe, that you would have been talking against what he did, the way you're saying it? That's one question on one side. Then another one is that a lot of persons are of the opinion that let's Okpebholo adopt the scientific method that Obaseki used in collecting revenue. I mean, very, very scientific. That's what people say. But the way it is now, it appears it's an all-commerce affair. You know, I don't know how correct is that.
That's not correct. What's scientific about it? Today, under Okpebholo, our IGRO has gone to the level of 12.3 billion a month. Do you know, Obaseki, how much was the IGRO that you say is scientific collection? See, my brother.
Yeah, that's because you may have increased your revenue.
As I said before, this administration is less grammar, more work. That's a simple, you know, to explain what is less grammar, more work.
Okay.
Now, today, you ask a question, please. Let me quickly react.
Let me quickly react. Yeah, we'll go to Abuja.
I hope I've answered that issue of IGRO.
Yeah, quickly.
12.3 billion. Please fact check me. That's what we are collecting. Higher than the Obaseki. That's 57.3% today increase. Now, today, my brother, just as we were saying before, the governor, we appreciate what he has done. It's not about political party. It's about the individual.
Okay, thank you.
And
now,
from
because of time, I must go to Abuja. Barrister Osagide, quickly, 30 seconds.
The governor is supposed to be servant of the people. The governor should think out of the box, should tackle insecurity. The governor should look into the cries of the people. The governor, whatever he does, the citizens are watching. You are not looking for praise singers to come and say, oh, you have done this, you have done that. After all, that is the reason why you vie for that office, and that is the reason why you are the governor. You have to bring up innovation. You should build on past administration.
Okay.
Thank God for the relocation now to Education Hub at Yaro. Is that not the legacy of Obaseki?
Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you so much, gentlemen. Mr. Inagbe, thank you so much. Yeah, I usually like getting the handshake. Thank you. So can you extend the handshake there?
Oh, why not?
All right. Thank you so much. So 365 days actually culminates today. Talking about the first 1 year of the governor of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Senator Mode Okpebholo. So we say congratulations to him one more time as he celebrates the first 1 year in office.